All right, guys, welcome back. So we're going to keep working in Microsoft Word, practicing our fonts, and we're going to also add some pictures into our program today as well, our file. So once you're finished with this video, remember, click on My Document up top and go to the Edit button. If for any reason it doesn't show you that you're signed in, you're going to look for that Sign In button here to get signed in. When you click on Edit, it will open up into our Microsoft Word document online. And the instructions are on the screen for you. The first thing we need to do is click next to name and type our name in. Be sure to put your font or your cursor after the thing where it says name. If you put it before it, name is going to go before it. Remember, wherever that cursor is, that's where the action is going to happen. So I put my cursor after name, I type in my first and last names, and then I move on to my assignment. The assignment is, first of all, to change each word in the sentence to a different font size, style, and color. And to remember to also use effects like bold, underlined, and italic. We're going to go down to this sentence here and we're going to look at it. It says we're going to highlight each word one at a time and change the different fonts and the different parts of those fonts. So let's start by highlighting the word change. I'm going to double click to highlight it. You can also use the click and drag if you're more comfortable with that. Once I highlight it or select it, now I can make those changes. Those changes include changing the font to a different font, any font you want, but we're going to go ahead and explore and play with different fonts. Once I've changed the font, then I can use my arrows to make it bigger or smaller. Or if I know what size I want, I can go into this font size box and click that little arrow down and choose a bigger size. You also want to remember to use these effects. Remember, bold, italic, underline. We don't need to do all of them to every word, but each word should have at least one, or every other word should have one. We want to use those at least once or twice while we're working on this sentence here to make everything look interesting. The next thing I have here is highlight. I can highlight the color that goes around my word. By picking one of these, it's going to surround behind the word and make it change to that color. When you do use the highlight tool, it does deselect your words. You're going to have to double click to select it again if you want to change the color of the words as well. All right, and here I've changed that word change. I changed all 5 things on that. I've changed the size, the style, I put an effect on it, I put a highlight and a color. You don't have to do all 5 to every word, but you do want to change each word to a different font. And again, there are a ton of these to pick from, so we should not run out. We should not double anything up. We want to change the size of each one. And we do want to change the color of each one. Those are the 3 that we are going to do for sure on each word. After that, then you can play around with the background if you want, or make a word bold, or underlined, or italic, and then go on to the next word. Again, each word in this, from change to italic, should have a different font than the other words in there. Again, we have so many to choose from, you should never be doubling up on fonts. All right, they should have a different size, and they should have a different color as well. Lots of colors to pick from. In fact, if you go to more colors, then you can get any kind of color that you want. All right, change every word, make it look really fun and interesting. And then we're going to go down and insert a picture from the internet. We're going to adjust and resize the picture. So to insert that picture, again, we have to put our cursor where we want the action to happen. If I put my cursor here, that's where something's going to get inserted. I don't want to insert my picture in the middle of the sentence. I want to insert it underneath the sentence. So we're going to go ahead and put our cursor after our sentence, press enter to get it underneath that sentence. Once it's under the sentence, you're going to insert. So we go up, we find our insert button. Remember, in insert is where we have all these tools that we can add to our document. We're going to add a picture. My down arrow then gives me the choice of from this device, from stock images, or from Bing Pictures. This device means it's something saved on your computer. Stock images has a limited amount of images that we can use, while Bing Pictures is going to search the internet. We're going to use Bing Pictures because it finds more stuff for us. You can search for something specific if you want, or you can choose one of these options they have on the main screen here. I'm going to go to animals, and I'm going to find an animal picture that I like in here. You can pick any picture you want. Again, find a nice picture, insert it in, Once it inserts in, we're going to resize it so that we can fit more pictures on our page. We want to fit 4 pictures total. If I were to put 3 more pictures on here, it's going to run out of room. So I'm going to use my arrows to make it smaller. Again, when resizing, we look for the 2 arrows, not the 4 arrows. 4 arrows will move something, 2 arrows will resize. Do not use the sides because it stretches it out like this. I'm going to undo that. Also, don't use the bottoms or tops because it stretches it out like this. We want to make sure, I'm going to undo, that when we resize these, we resize them from the corners. So I'm going to click on my corner here and make it bigger. But I don't want to make it bigger, remember? I want to make it smaller. All right, so now we've made our picture a little bit smaller. We're going to add another picture. Remember to unselect. If I add a picture now, it might delete this one and replace it. So I'm going to put my cursor next to that picture. I'm going to go up to Insert, back to Picture, and Bing Pictures. Now I'm going to find another picture that I like. Again, I can choose from these, or I can search for something specifically. I'm going to go into apples. I don't know. I'm going to click on apple. And again, now you see it gets a box around it with a check mark. It also tells you that you're inserting one picture. I'm going to click on Insert, and that apple is going to appear here. Now again, it's gone down to the next line, so I'm going to use my 2 arrows to resize it until it goes next to my eagle. All right, so now I have my eagle and my apples. Put my cursor at the end, press Enter to go down, and again, I'm going to Insert, going back to Picture, Bing Pictures, and find that picture that I want to insert. This time I'll go to baseball and insert that picture. And again, I'm going to resize. Again, we're using 2 arrows to resize from the corners. And now I have my 3rd picture in. We're going to go back up for our 4th picture and do the same thing. Insert, go to Picture, Bing Pictures, find something you like. What about flowers? Click a flower, make sure it says Insert One and that the one you want is selected. Insert that picture. And again, we're going to resize it until it goes right next to, you see this little line here? This tells me it's on 2 pages. So I'm going to resize it until it goes back up to that page there. All right. Now, I'm not super worried about the 2-page thing actually when I think about it, because when you finish up changing all of these, it might push these pictures down a little bit. But what I do want to see them is in a 2x2 grid like this. So you have 4 pictures next to each other like this, not on top of each other. I don't want to see a straight line of pictures. I want to see you resizing them so they look kind of like this. All right. Good luck, guys. Have fun with this. Make it look really cool up here. Find 4 pictures of something that you like that you can insert here. And I can't wait to see all of these. Take care.